as taking in new information, I would advise not closing the public hearing until you have all the information you would like to receive, whether it's from the public or the applicant. It keeps the flow of discussion going, and then you don't have to worry about reopening a public hearing and running into those issues. I don't think there's any rush to close a public hearing. I would wait until you're actually ready to make a vote. As to conditions, it would only make sense to make sure that a condition is going to be agreeable before placing it as part of a permit or a site plan. I mean, otherwise, you could condition it and then, you're still stalled as part of the project. So, I mean, that's certainly to your discretion on what conditions you place on it, but there's not so much legal advice there as just some advice would be to make sure that there's some sort of agreement before placing conditions. But I would certainly keep the public hearing open if you still have more discussion to have.
Okay, thank you very much. Everybody just desperately wanting to close this, which I do understand, but I don't.
Mimi, I'm sorry, my feed got cut off. So this is Eileen.
Yeah.
I'm on by phone now. So okay. I'm sure I missed a piece, but no one made a motion to vote to continue this or close it.
And I think we're just going back and forth at this point.
Go. Who's speaking?
The state of play is that I hope I will be doing this fairly. John has suggested that the best that anyone could ask Colvest to do is what they would be willing to do, which is loam and grass seed the pad. I am suggesting that I think that something better could probably be done, and I would still like to at least consult somebody besides the applicant and us if the applicant can't think about this outside the box a little and see whether they're
okay.
That's pretty insulting.
Well, I disagree with that, and I don't know how the other members of the board feel, but I think what you're asking for is exorbitant at this point, and I feel like, every time we turn, there's a blockage here for some reason. So
this is something I would have asked for anyway if we had not been asked to vote on it back in November. Without any.
But you didn't ask for it.
Yeah, that's because we were.
And all this time you haven't asked for it until the last 10 minutes. You asked for it.
No, I asked for it early in the discussion, right after they finished this up. I said this is a continuing problem with other projects. We talked about it. I circled back to it because there was a request to close the hearing. Now, if you guys feel that it is important to close the hearing anyway, so be it. I don't understand why, and I don't, we do have our own lawyer's advice that if we expect to get any further information, we should keep the hearing open. But there are four of you, they're one of me, I'm going to just stop there.
For another month. So
I feel like a small piece of information is...
But I don't hear them saying that we're going to get it, Kate. What I've heard the developer say is what they've presented to us in the plan is that they will maintain the site, they will landscape around the pad, and that's what they are willing to do. They're not going to be willing to tear up the pad and plant, and make us a park. They're not. I don't know.
Right, but I mean, we just Mimi would like to see that in writing, and if we're not going to vote on it until next time anyway, that's a simple thing to wait for, just to have it, to be sure we have it.
And I'm not arguing with you, but I believe that they're telling us that we have it.
Well,
am I correct, Attorney Driscoll? That it's in the plans that you gave us. You're muted.
Yeah, hold on, he doesn't have the ability to unmute.
Okay, go ahead, Attorney Driscoll.
Yeah, I think it's in the plan, and Mr. Colacino indicated that he'd be willing to accept a condition that says that he, plant, loam it and grass it. That's the plan.
And I respect, Mimi's point of view, and it's certainly very valid. I wonder if there's a way that it could be conditioned because the city owns it, and we would hold them in essence on the hot seat to make sure within a certain time frame they submit a landscaping proposal that would be acceptable to the board. And it's different because unlike Holyoke Hotel, which is private, this is an RFP. So I think that gives us some leverage and some of that legal flexibility to at least, give Colvest an opportunity to come up with the landscaping plan based on some feedback within a certain date and time.